This is the YouTube edition of my book, A Course in Miracles Workbook Nuggets, which is a study aid for the course's workbook for students. I'll begin by reading my book's commentary on today's lesson over a visual of the book's text. I'll then return with some further thoughts on the lesson, which are only included in this YouTube edition of my book. Today's lesson is part of a 10-lesson group that runs from lesson 321 through lesson 330, each of which relates to creation as understood in the course. I'll be repeating this same introduction for each of lessons 321 through 330, so you can skip past this introduction in the future if you like. Timestamps taking you directly to today's Workbook Nuggets commentary and my further commentary are provided in the description below. In the course, creation is not the physical world or universe. The introduction, which precedes these 10 lessons, tells us that creation is, quote, the sum of all God's thoughts, in number infinite, and everywhere without all limit, end quote. So creation, like the real us, is mental or spiritual. And the introduction adds that as thoughts in the mind of God, we indeed are creation. We, the sons and daughters of God, together as the one self, are creation, forever adding to love by its extension. Today's lesson from my book and my further thoughts, which are only contained in this YouTube edition of the book, follow. A link to the book on Amazon.com is provided below. Lesson 326, November 22nd. I am forever an effect of God. The prayer states that it is God's will to have an effect, us, so like its cause, God, that the two are indistinguishable. That, quotes, effect is the one self which we all share. Since it is God's will, it is forever and always true. It is true now. We have simply chosen not to remember our holy state. We have traded the perfect oneness of the peace of God for a tiny, chaotic kingdom which our small and separate self, ego, can rule. We want to be separate and special. We want that more than eternal peace and happiness. Even if you did have the choice of being yourself or your ego, that really is no choice at all. Eternal peace and joy versus striving and suffering followed by certain death. But you don't even have the choice to make. You are as God created you. You need simply be still long enough to allow yourself to remember and wake to the truth. The title of today's lesson is I am forever an effect of God. In today's prayer, we acknowledge that we are a thought in the mind of God. We are not, as we ordinarily assume, a physical body with an independent mind. Our true and eternal reality is as a thought in the mind of God. A thought that always has and always will remain unchanged in God's mind. This is creation in the Course. Creation is not physical. It is not the world or the universe. Creation is all these thoughts, us, the sons and daughters of God, existing together as the one self, the Christ in the mind of God. He is the Creator, and we, together as the one self, the created. All of God's attributes abide in the one self, because it is God's will to, as the prayer states, quote, have a son so like his cause that cause and its effect are indistinguishable, end quote. That, not your ego, not your body, is who you are. All else is illusion, the dream from which we seek to wake.